Alright, part B. If the temperature after the 4 and 0.4, or the 4 and 4/10 degree drop, was at negative 2.5, what was the temperature at noon? Okay, so let's imagine that we were at a temperature that we know. Let's say, or we didn't know, sorry, X. And then we added a negative 4.4, right? And we ended up at negative 2.5. What could we do with these two numbers to find out what it was in the first place? Well, we would take the answer, negative 2.5, and since they were adding, we could subtract the answer of negative 4.4, which we could add the opposite for that subtraction to make it more clear what's going on here. And it's going to be a positive amount to begin with, and we just got to subtract 4.4 and 2.5 to know what it was. 2.5, because the signs were different. This is 3, this is 14, 9, and 1, and the positives win. So it had to have been 1.9 degrees Celsius to begin with. Alright, let's look at number 3. Kieran is mixing 3/4 cup of raisins, a cup of peanuts, and a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips to make trail mix. How much of each ingredient will be needed to make 10 cups of trail mix? Okay, so 3/4 of raisins, and our raisins here, and then we've got peanuts, which is taking a full cup, and then we've got chocolate chips. So C for chocolate chip, and we got a 1/2 cup of those. Now, the total, if you just put those together in the mixture that you have right now, is, let's see, 175 plus another 50 cents would be at 2 1/4, or 2.25 for you decimal fanatics out there. We want to get to where the total is 10. So we got to think, what can I do to this to get there? So we need to divide 2 1/4 into 10. Or, think of it as 225 into 1,000, right? So 225 will go into 1,000. It looks like 4 times. So 4, because 225 times 4 is equal to 900. You got 100 left over. And so this would be 4 100 2/25 would be the total that we're looking for there, which would reduce. 5 goes into 100 20 times, so this would be 45 on the bottom and 20 on the top. So 20 45ths, which would reduce again to 4 4/9, right? So we got 4 4/9 is what we got to multiply by, 4 4/9 to get from here to here. It might be easier to think of it as 40/9. That might be an easier number to work with. That's our constant of proportionality, so we need to multiply all of these by 40/9 to get to the bottom. So we got to do 3/4 times 40/9. 3 goes into that once, goes into that 3 times, 4 goes into that once, goes into that 10 times. So we get 10/3 cups of raisins. We got to do 1 times 40/9, which is just 40/9. And then 1/2 times 40/9. So 1/2 times 40 over 9. 2 goes into that once, into that 20, so that would be 20/9. And then if you add all these up, of course this would have originally been 30/9. 30 plus 40 plus 20, 70, 90 over 9, and that would be equal to 10. So you keep your ratio the same. You got a really weird constant of proportionality, but those are your answers right there for raisins, peanuts, and chocolate chips. They come out really strange.